Alex Turner was cleaning his rifle when the message came. He had just finished his morning run around the Mars Defense Base. Sweat still dripped from his face as he sat on his bunk bed. The other Marines in his unit were still sleeping. It was only 6 in the morning. The communication device on his wrist buzzed 3 times. That meant urgent orders. Alex pressed the blue button and read the message. His eyes went wide. He read it again to make sure he understood correctly. Report to Colonel Brown's office at 800 hours. Special assignment. Pack for extended mission. Alex had been a Marine for 8 years. He had fought in the Mars Defense Campaign when alien raiders tried to take over the mining colonies. He had earned medals for bravery and skill, but he had never received orders like this before. 2 hours later, Alex stood outside the colonel's office. His uniform was clean and pressed. His boots were shiny. He knocked on the door twice. "Come in, Turner," came the gruff voice from inside. Colonel Brown was a big man with gray hair and scars on his face. He had fought aliens for 20 years. Alex respected him more than any other officer. "Sir, you wanted to see me?" Alex said, standing at attention. "At ease, Sergeant. Sit down. We have something important to discuss." Alex sat in the chair across from the colonel's desk. He noticed several files on the desk. One had his picture on it. "Turner, what do you know about the Veltharian Empire?" "They are an alien race, sir. Very advanced. They control several star systems. We have been trying to make peace with them for 2 years." "That's right. And now we have a chance to sign a real peace treaty. Both sides want to stop fighting and start trading. But there are problems." The colonel opened one of the files and showed Alex a picture. It showed a tall alien woman with silver skin. Strange blue marks covered her face and arms. Her eyes were completely black like deep space. "This is Princess Zarakai. She is the daughter of the Veltharian Emperor. She wants peace between our peoples. She will lead their delegation in the peace talks." Alex studied the picture. The princess looked proud and elegant. But there was something else in her expression he could not identify. "What does this have to do with me, sir?" "The princess needs protection. There are groups on both sides who do not want peace. They might try to hurt her to stop the treaty." "She asked for a human guard." "She asked for a human guard?" "Yes, more specifically, she asked for you." Alex felt confused. "Sir, I don't understand. How does she even know who I am?" Colonel Brown leaned back in his chair. "That's a good question, Turner. According to our records, you have never met any Veltharians. You have never been part of diplomatic missions. But somehow she requested you by name. Maybe she saw my service record. Maybe. Or maybe there's something else going on. Either way, this is a big opportunity for Earth. If these peace talks work, we get access to their technology and trade routes. If they fail, we might face a war we cannot win." The colonel handed Alex another file. "This contains everything we know about Veltharian culture and the princess. You have 2 days to study it. Then you ship out on the Starbound Unity." Alex opened the file and saw dozens of pages about alien customs, languages, and protocols. "Who else will be on this mission?" "Ambassador Lisa Grant will lead our delegation. Dr. Peter Hayes will handle medical and scientific matters. Captain Jake Morrison will command our escort ship. You will be responsible for the princess's personal security." "For how long, sir?" "The talks are expected to last 6 weeks. But Turner, I need you to understand something. This is not just about protecting one alien. The future of humanity might depend on these negotiations." Alex nodded. He understood the weight of responsibility. "I won't let you down, sir." "I know you won't, but Turner, there's something strange about this whole situation. The princess not only requested you specifically, but she also insisted on meeting you before the talks begin. She wants to have a private conversation with you." "About what?" "We don't know. She wouldn't say. Just be careful, Sergeant. Aliens think differently than we do. Trust your instincts." That evening, Alex packed his gear. His roommate, Corporal Dan Miller, watched with curiosity. "So you're really going to protect an alien princess?" Dan asked. "That's the job. Sounds dangerous. And weird. Why did she pick you?" "I don't know. But I guess I'll find out soon." Alex folded his dress uniform carefully. He had a feeling he would need it for formal events. He also packed his combat gear just in case. The next morning, Alex boarded a shuttle to the orbital station. The Starbound Unity was the largest human diplomatic ship ever built. It was designed to impress aliens with human technology and culture. Ambassador Grant was waiting for him in the briefing room. She was a smart woman in her 50s with short brown hair and kind eyes. "Sergeant Turner, welcome aboard. I hope you're ready for an interesting mission." Yes, ma'am. I've been studying the cultural files. Good. But remember, no amount of reading can prepare you for meeting them in person. Feltharians are very different from us. They communicate as much through body language as through words. They value honor above everything else. Dr. Hayes joined them. He was a thin man with glasses who seemed nervous. The princess will arrive tomorrow. Her ship is magnificent, much larger than ours and powered by technology we don't understand. What should I expect when I meet her? Alex asked. She will probably test you, Ambassador Grant said. Veltharians always test new people to see if they are worthy of respect. Be honest and direct. They hate lies. But also be respectful, Dr. Hayes added. She is royalty. One wrong move could ruin everything. That night, Alex could not sleep. He stood at the window of his small cabin and looked out at the stars. Somewhere out there, an alien princess was traveling to meet him, a princess who somehow knew his name and wanted him as her guard. He thought about his life as a Marine. He had joined to protect humanity and explore the galaxy. He had fought bravely and followed orders without question. But this mission felt different. This time, he would be protecting someone who was not human, someone who could destroy or save his entire species. Alex wondered what the princess wanted to tell him in their private meeting. He wondered why she had chosen him out of millions of human soldiers. Most of all, he wondered if he was ready for whatever was coming. The stars gave him no answers. They just twinkled in the darkness, keeping their secrets. The Veltharian ship appeared like a silver mountain in space. Alex pressed his face against the window and stared in amazement. The alien vessel was 3 times larger than their diplomatic ship. Strange lights moved across its surface in patterns that hurt his eyes to follow. Impressive, isn't it? Ambassador Grant said beside him. Their technology is centuries ahead of ours. Alex nodded. He had seen alien ships before during the war, but nothing like this. This ship looked more like a floating city than a military vessel. The princess is coming aboard in 1 hour, Dr. Hayes announced. Everyone needs to be in the main docking bay for the ceremony. Alex checked his weapon one more time. He wore his dress uniform but kept his sidearm ready. The briefing files had warned him about assassination attempts. Both human and alien extremists wanted to stop the peace talks. The docking bay was decorated with flags from both worlds. Human and Veltharian guards stood at attention along the walls. Alex took his position near the center platform where the princess would arrive. A bright light filled the bay as the Veltharian shuttle landed. The doors opened with a soft hiss. 6 alien guards stepped out first. They were tall and moved like dancers. Their silver skin gleamed under the lights. Then she appeared. Princess Zarakai was beautiful in a way that Alex had not expected. The pictures had not captured how gracefully she moved or how her blue markings seemed to glow with inner light. She wore a flowing robe that changed colors as she walked, but something was wrong. Alex felt a strange chill run down his spine as the princess looked directly at him. Her black eyes seemed to see right through him. For just a moment he felt like he knew her from somewhere. The feeling was so strong it made him dizzy. "Welcome, Your Highness," Ambassador Grant said with a formal bow. The princess nodded politely. When she spoke, a small device on her collar translated her words into English. "Thank you for receiving me. Ambassador Grant, I look forward to working together for peace between our peoples." Her voice was musical and soft, but Alex noticed something odd. When she looked at him again, the translator seemed to pause for a moment before working. "This is Sergeant Alex Turner," the ambassador said. "He will be responsible for your personal security." The princess stepped closer to Alex. He could smell something like flowers and starlight around her. She extended her hand in the human custom of shaking hands. "Sergeant Turner," she said, "I have heard much about your service record. You fought bravely in the Mars campaign." Alex shook her hand carefully. Her skin felt warm and strangely familiar. "Thank you, Your Highness. I'm honored to serve." For several seconds, she held his hand longer than necessary. Her black eyes studied his face intently. Alex felt that strange feeling of recognition again. "We have much to discuss," she said finally. "Perhaps we could speak privately later." "Of course, Your Highness." The formal ceremony continued for another hour. The princess met with all the important human officials. She was polite and diplomatic with everyone, but Alex noticed she kept glancing at him throughout the event. Later that day, the princess dismissed her alien guards and asked to meet with Alex alone. This was unusual according to the cultural files he had studied. Veltharian royalty normally kept their guards close at all times. They met in a small conference room. Alex stood at attention while the princess sat at the table. She had changed from her ceremonial robes into simpler clothing that looked almost human. "Please sit, Sergeant Turner. We are alone now. There is no need for such formality." Alex sat across from her. "How can I serve you, Your Highness?" "Tell me about the Battle of Europa Station," she said. Alex was surprised. Europa Station had been a small battle during the war. Only a few dozen soldiers had been involved. It was not something a Veltharian princess should know about. It was a minor engagement, Your Highness. We defended a mining station from raiders. You saved the lives of 300 civilians that day. You also lost someone important to you. Alex felt his heart skip a beat. How could she know about Kate? Lieutenant Kate Collins had been his partner and lover. She had died when her fighter was destroyed during the battle. It was not information that would be in any official report. I don't understand how you know that, Alex said carefully. The princess leaned forward. What if I told you that someone you thought was dead is not really gone? I would say that's impossible. I saw her ship explode. Bodies die, Sergeant Turner, but sometimes consciousness can survive. Alex felt a chill of fear. What are you talking about? Before the princess could answer, alarms began blaring throughout the ship. Red lights flashed in the corridors. Alex heard the sound of running feet and shouting voices. Security alert! Came a voice over the intercom. All personnel to emergency stations. We are under attack. Alex jumped to his feet and drew his weapon. Your Highness, we need to get you to a safe room immediately. But the princess was already moving. She ran to a wall panel and began typing commands Alex did not recognize. Somehow, she had accessed the ship's security system. There are 6 attackers, she said without looking at her translator. They came in through docking bay 3. They have human weapons but alien technology. How do you know that? Alex demanded. And how are you speaking English without your translator? The princess looked at him with an expression he had seen before. It was the same look Kate used to give him before a dangerous mission. Because I've been planning for this attack for weeks, she said, and because some things are more important than keeping secrets. Explosions echoed through the corridors. Armed figures in black suits rounded the corner, firing energy weapons. Alex pushed the princess behind cover and returned fire with his pistol. But instead of staying hidden, the princess moved with him. She seemed to know exactly where each attacker would appear. When Alex moved left, she provided cover from the right. When he reloaded, she somehow found another weapon and kept firing. It was like fighting alongside Kate again. This way, the princess said, leading him down a corridor Alex had never seen before. There's a maintenance shaft that leads to the bridge. How do you know about maintenance shafts on a human ship? She looked at him with those strange black eyes. Because I helped design the security plans for this mission, Alex. The question is whether you trust me enough to follow. Alex realized she had called him by his first name. No Veltharian royal had ever done that before, and somehow it sounded exactly like the way Kate used to say it. I trust you, he said, though he didn't understand why. They crawled through the narrow shaft as more explosions shook the ship. The princess moved ahead of him with confidence, as if she had been through these passages many times before. Who are you really? Alex whispered. Someone who needs you to remember, she replied. Someone who chose you long before they sent you on this mission. Behind them, the sounds of battle grew louder. Ahead of them, Alex saw light from the bridge. But inside his heart, he felt the beginning of an impossible hope that maybe, somehow, the dead could return to save the living. 3 days after the attack, Alex sat in his small cabin staring at security reports. The attackers had been from a group called the HFY. They hated humans and wanted to destroy any chance for peace. But something about their attack bothered him. They knew exactly where to find the princess, Alex said to Dr. Hayes, who was reviewing medical files at the desk. They went straight to her location. Maybe they had inside information, the doctor replied. There could be a spy on board. Alex had investigated everyone on the human crew. Ambassador Grant had served Earth faithfully for 20 years. Captain Morrison was a war hero with an perfect record. Even the lowest-ranking crew members had been carefully checked before the mission. I don't think it's one of us, Alex said. Then who? Alex didn't answer. He was thinking about the princess and how she had fought during the attack. She moved like a trained soldier, not like royalty. She knew their ship better than most of the crew. And she spoke perfect English when she thought no one was listening. That evening, Alex was walking through the observation deck when he found the princess standing alone by the large windows. Stars stretched out in all directions like diamonds on black cloth. She had removed her royal robes and wore simple clothes that looked almost human. "The stars are beautiful from here," she said without turning around. "Yes, they are." Alex stepped beside her. "Your Highness, I need to ask you something." "Call me Zara," she said softly. "We've been through enough together to use first names." "Zara, how did you know about the maintenance shafts? How did you access our security systems? And how do you speak English so well?" She was quiet for a long moment. Then she touched a panel on the wall. A holographic display appeared showing star maps and battle reports. "What do you see, Alex?" He studied the images. They showed battles from the Mars Defense Campaign 3 years ago. He saw reports from Europa Station, Titan Base, and the Jupiter mining colonies. But some of the information was classified. Even he had never seen these files. "Where did you get these reports?" "I was there," she said simply. "That's impossible. Veltharians weren't involved in those battles." She touched the display again. New images appeared. They showed human fighters in combat against alien raiders. Alex saw his own ship in the recordings. He saw Kate's fighter flying beside him. "This recording is from Europa Station," Zara said. "Watch carefully." Alex watched the battle unfold on the screen. He saw the moment when Kate's ship was hit by enemy fire. Her fighter exploded in a ball of light. But the recording continued longer than Alex remembered. After the explosion, something strange happened. A Veltharian rescue ship appeared and flew into the debris field. "What are they doing?" Alex whispered. "Saving a life," Zara replied. "Your friend Kate was badly injured, but she wasn't dead. Our medical technology is very advanced. We can preserve consciousness even when the body is dying." Alex felt his heart racing. "What are you saying?" "I'm saying that sometimes people we lose can be saved in ways we don't expect." Before Alex could ask more questions, Captain Morrison's voice came over the intercom. "All senior staff report to the bridge immediately. We have a problem." On the bridge, the main screen showed long-range sensors. Captain Morrison pointed to several red dots moving toward them. "HFY warships," he announced. "At least 20 of them. They'll reach us in 6 hours. Ambassador Grant looked worried. "Can we fight them?" "Not 20 ships," Morrison replied. "We have 1 escort vessel and diplomatic immunity. They have enough firepower to destroy a small planet." "Why are they coming after us?" Dr. Hayes asked. Princess Zara stepped forward. "Because they know the peace talks are working. If we reach Omega Point Station and sign the treaty, their dream of war dies forever." "How do we stop them?" Alex asked. "We can't fight them directly," Zara said. "But there might be another way." "Captain, I need to access your long-range communications." Morrison looked uncertain. "Your Highness, those are restricted systems." "Trust me," she said. "I know what I'm doing." Alex watched as Zara worked at the communication console. Her fingers moved across the controls with the skill of an experienced operator. She sent out coded messages on frequencies that should have been unknown to her. "What are you doing?" Ambassador Grant demanded, calling for help, Zara replied. "But not the kind you expect." Within an hour, new ships appeared on their sensors. But these weren't Veltharian or human vessels. They were something else entirely. The ships moved in formation like they had been waiting for Zara's signal. "Who are they?" Morrison asked. "Friends," Zara said. "People who believe in peace as much as we do." The strange ships positioned themselves between the diplomatic mission and the approaching HFY fleet. Alex counted at least 30 vessels of different designs. Some looked human, others appeared Veltharian, and a few seemed to be from species he had never seen before. "This is Captain Elena Rodriguez of the Independent Fleet," came a voice over the radio. "Princess, we received your message. We're here to escort you safely to Omega Point." Alex stared at the princess in amazement. "How do you know the Independent Fleet?" "They're supposed to be smugglers and rebels." "They're freedom fighters," Zara corrected. "People from many worlds who believe in cooperation instead of conquest. I've been working with them for years." "Years? But you're Veltharian royalty. Why would you work with rebels?" Zara looked at him with those familiar black eyes. "Because sometimes the only way to serve your people is to break the rules. Sometimes you have to become someone else entirely to save the ones you love." That night, Alex couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the things Zara had said. He remembered her comment about consciousness surviving after the body dies. He thought about the way she moved during the attack, like Kate used to move. He remembered how she spoke his name with the same tone Kate had used. Around midnight, Alex heard soft footsteps in the corridor outside his cabin. He opened the door quietly and saw Zara walking toward the observation deck. She moved differently when she thought no one was watching. Her royal posture was gone. She walked like a soldier. Alex followed her carefully. She stood at the same window where they had talked earlier, but now she was speaking quietly into a small communication device. "The mission is proceeding as planned," she said. "Alex is starting to remember, but he's not ready for the full truth yet. Give me more time." "Who are you talking to?" Alex asked, stepping into the room. Zara spun around, startled. For a moment, her careful royal mask slipped away. Alex saw something in her expression that made his heart race. It was the same look Kate used to give him when she was caught doing something she wasn't supposed to do. "Alex, I can explain." "I don't think you can," he said slowly, "because what I'm thinking is impossible. People don't come back from the dead. Humans don't become aliens. And the woman I loved doesn't stand in front of me wearing someone else's face." Zara took a step toward him. "What if I told you that love is stronger than death? What if I told you that some bonds can't be broken, even by war and loss and the vast emptiness of space?" Alex felt tears on his face he didn't remember crying. "Kate!" "Hello, Alex," she whispered. "I told you I'd find you again, didn't I?" Alex stared at the woman he had known as Princess Zara Kai. His hands shook as he tried to understand what she had just said. "Kate died 3 years ago," he whispered. "I saw her ship explode. I went to her funeral. My body died," she said softly. "But my mind, my memories, everything that made me who I am survived." Alex sat down heavily in a nearby chair. "How is that possible?" Zara moved closer to him. When she spoke, her voice carried the same gentle tone Kate had always used when explaining complicated things. "The Veltharians have technology we can barely imagine. They can transfer consciousness from one body to another. When my fighter was destroyed, I was dying, but a Veltharian rescue ship found me in time. Why would aliens save a human soldier? Because Princess Zara Kai was dying too. She had a rare genetic disease that was killing her slowly. Her father, the Emperor, was desperate to save his only daughter. When their doctors found me, they saw an opportunity." Alex tried to process this information. "They put your mind into her body?" "It's more complicated than that. Our consciousnesses merged. I have her memories and she has mine. I know things about Veltharian culture that no human should know. And I remember everything about being Kate Collins." Alex stood up and walked to the window. The stars looked the same, but his entire world had changed. "Prove it," he said without turning around. "You have a scar on your left shoulder from when you fell off your bike when you were 8 years old. Your favorite food is your mother's apple pie, but you've never told anyone because you think it sounds childish for a Marine. When we made love, you always whispered my name right before you fell asleep." Alex closed his eyes. Those were things only Kate would know. "The night before Europa Station, you told me you were scared," she continued. "Not of dying, but of living without purpose. You said you joined the Marines to protect people, but sometimes you felt like all you did was fight." Alex turned around. Tears ran down his face. "Kate, I'm here, Alex. I never left you. Even when they told you I was dead, even when you went to my funeral, I was still fighting to come back to you." He wanted to hold her, but she looked like an alien princess. Her silver skin and black eyes made her seem like a stranger, even though her voice and words were pure Kate. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" "Because the merging process isn't stable. Princess Zara and I are both dying. We have maybe 6 months before both consciousnesses fade away completely. I needed to accomplish something important before that happens." "What do you mean?" Kate sat down at the table and activated a holographic display. It showed star maps, military formations, and battle plans. The Kethvar aren't just trying to stop peace talks. They're planning a full invasion of Earth. They have a fleet of over 500 ships hidden in the asteroid belt. Once they destroy the diplomatic mission, they'll attack your homeworld. Alex studied the display. The invasion plan was massive and detailed. "How do you know all this?" "Because I've been working undercover for 2 years. The independent fleet, the rebel contacts, even some of the Veltharian military leaders who want peace. We've all been gathering intelligence and preparing for this moment. You've been a spy? I've been trying to save both our species. Humans and Veltharians don't have to be enemies, Alex. We can work together, share technology, explore the galaxy as partners. But that only happens if we stop this war before it starts. Alex looked at the tactical information. What do you need me to do? I need you to trust me completely. And I need you to help me coordinate the defense of Earth. You know human military tactics better than anyone. Combined with Veltharian technology and my knowledge of both cultures, we might have a chance. Before Alex could respond, emergency alarms began sounding throughout the ship. Captain Morrison's voice came over the intercom. All hands to battle stations. The HFY fleet has arrived early. We're under attack. Through the window, Alex saw flashes of light as ships engaged in combat. The independent fleet was fighting desperately against superior numbers. They found us too soon, Kate said, studying her instruments. Someone told them we were coming. A spy? Worse. A traitor who wants the war to continue. She grabbed Alex's arm. We need to get to the communication center. If I can't send the warning to Earth, billions of people will die. They ran through corridors filled with smoke and flashing lights. Crew members rushed past them carrying weapons and medical supplies. The ship shook from weapons fire and explosions. In the communications center, Kate began working frantically at the controls. But when she tried to send a message to Earth, nothing happened. Someone has jammed our transmissions, she said. Who has that kind of access? Kate's face went pale. Someone who knows our communication codes. Someone who's been planning this from the beginning. Ambassador Grant appeared in the doorway with 2 armed guards. Her friendly expression was gone, replaced by cold determination. I'm sorry you had to find out this way, she said. But the princess knows too much to live. Alex drew his weapon. Ambassador, what are you doing? My job. Earth needs this war, Sergeant Turner. We need Veltharian technology, and the only way to get it is to conquer them. Peace talks are just a delay tactic while we prepare our own invasion fleet. Kate stepped forward. You're working with the HFY. They're useful allies. They attack first, weaken the Veltharian Empire, then we come in and finish the job. Humanity gets an entire galaxy to colonize. At the cost of genocide, Alex said. At the cost of survival. In 50 years, Earth will be overcrowded and running out of resources. We need new worlds, and I won't let alien sympathizers stop us from taking them. The ship shuddered under another attack. Through the window, Alex saw human ships firing on their Veltharian escorts. The entire diplomatic mission was a trap, Kate realized. You brought me here to kill me and blame it on the HFY. Ambassador Grant smiled coldly. You're very smart for a dead woman. Too bad you won't live long enough to warn anyone. Alex pointed his weapon at the ambassador. I won't let you do this. You're outnumbered, Sergeant. And even if you stop me, the invasion fleets are already moving. Earth will have its empire, and there's nothing you can do to prevent it. Kate grabbed Alex's hand. There is one thing we can do, but it means giving up any chance of survival. Alex looked into her alien eyes and saw the woman he had always loved. Tell me what you need. Kate moved quickly to a hidden panel in the communication center. Her fingers found controls that Alex didn't know existed. Every Veltharian royal has an emergency transmitter built into their body, she explained while working. It can send a message across the entire galaxy, but using it will kill both consciousnesses in this body. There has to be another way, Alex said, keeping his weapon pointed at Ambassador Grant. There isn't time. Kate's hands moved desperately over the alien controls. The invasion fleets are moving toward Earth. If I don't warn both governments right now, the war starts in 6 hours. Ambassador Grant laughed. Even if you send your message, no one will believe it. Who's going to trust the word of a dead human in an alien body? They'll believe it because I have proof, Kate replied. She activated a recording device that had been hidden in her royal robes. I've been recording everything for months. Every secret meeting, every betrayal, every plan to start this war. Alex heard voices from the recording. Human military leaders discussing invasion plans. Kethavar commanders coordinating attacks with Earth officials. Ambassador Grant herself giving orders to kill Veltharian diplomats. You've been planning this for years, Alex realized. Decades, Grant corrected. Ever since we first made contact with aliens, some of us knew the truth. The galaxy is too small for multiple intelligent species. Humans will rule everything, or will be slaves to creatures we should have conquered. The ship shook again from weapons fire. Through the window, Alex saw Captain Morrison's escort ship exploding in a ball of light. Alex, Kate said urgently, I need you to hold them off for 2 more minutes. Can you do that? What happens to you? Kate looked at him with love and sadness. I die. Again. But this time it saves everyone. I won't lose you twice. You're not losing me. Everything we shared, every moment we loved each other, that becomes part of something bigger. Our love helps create peace between entire civilizations. Ambassador Grant stepped forward. How touching, but you're both about to die for nothing. Alex fired a warning shot over her head. Stay back. Kate continued working at the controls. The message is ready. Once I send it, every government in the galaxy will know about the conspiracy. Both sides will stop their invasion fleets and arrest the war criminals. Including me, Grant said. Which is why I can't let you send that message. She signaled to her guards. They raised their weapons toward Kate. Alex threw himself in front of the princess just as the guards fired. Energy blasts hit him in the chest and shoulder. Pain shot through his body as he fell to the floor. Alex. Kate knelt beside him. Her silver skin was turning pale as the stress of the situation weakened both consciousnesses in her body. Send the message, Alex whispered. Save our people. Kate looked at the transmission controls, then back at Alex. I can save you instead. I can transfer your consciousness into the Veltharian computer networks. We could be together forever. No. Alex grabbed her hand with the last of his strength. Don't let billions die for one person. Even if that person is me. Tears ran down Kate's alien face. I love you, Alex Turner. In this life and whatever comes after. I love you too, Kate Collins. Now do what you have to do. Kate stood up and placed her hands on the transmission controls. Ambassador Grant tried to shoot her, but Dr. Hayes appeared in the doorway and tackled the ambassador to the ground. I won't let you destroy everything we've worked for, the doctor shouted. Kate activated the emergency transmitter. Light filled the room as the message shot across space faster than any normal communication. The transmission contained everything. The invasion plans, the recordings of conspirators, the proof that leaders on both sides had betrayed their own people for power. As the message went out, Kate's body began to glow. The alien technology was consuming both consciousnesses to power the transmission. It's done, she said weakly. Earth and the Veltharian Empire will both receive the evidence within minutes. The invasion fleets will be recalled. The conspirators will be arrested. Alex watched as the woman he loved slowly faded away. Will there be peace? There will be a chance for peace. What people do with that chance depends on leaders like you. I'm just a Marine. You're the man who showed an alien princess how to be human again. You're the soldier who chose love over war, truth over loyalty, and hope over revenge. People will follow someone like that. Kate knelt beside Alex as her body became transparent. I have to go now. But remember what I told you. Love is stronger than death. What we shared will outlast any war, any conspiracy, any attempt to divide our species. I'll remember, Alex promised. Kate smiled one last time. Good. Because you have work to do. Someone needs to help build the peace we died for. The light faded. Princess Zarakai's body dissolved into sparkling particles that drifted away like stardust. Alex was alone with his wounds and his memories. Dr. Hayes helped him to the medical bay while security officers arrested Ambassador Grant and her conspirators. Throughout the ship, crew members stopped fighting as news of the conspiracy spread. 6 months later, Alex stood on the observation deck of the new peace station orbiting Earth. Through the window, he watched human and Veltharian ships working together to build a better future. He now served as Earth's first ambassador to the Integrated Worlds Council. The job had been offered to him personally by both the President of Earth and the Veltharian Emperor. They said his actions had saved both civilizations from a war that would have destroyed them. Alex wore his dress uniform with pride, but he also wore something else. Around his neck hung a small crystal containing a recording of Kate's voice. In quiet moments, he listened to her words about love and hope, and the possibility of peace. Other species had joined the alliance. The independent fleet had become the peacekeeping force that protected trade routes and diplomatic missions. Former enemies now worked as partners to explore new worlds and share knowledge. But Alex's most important work was training the next generation. He taught human and alien cadets how to work together, how to see past their differences, and how to choose cooperation over conquest. During one training session, a young human cadet asked him a question. "Sir, how do we know we can trust aliens? How do we know they won't betray us like some humans did?" Alex looked out at the stars where Kate had died to save both their peoples. "Because trust isn't about species or governments or politics," he said. "Trust is about individuals choosing to do the right thing, even when it's hard, even when it costs everything. Like the princess who saved us, like all the people who choose love over fear, hope over despair, and peace over war. That's not just human nature or alien nature. That's the best of what any intelligent being can become." That night, Alex stood alone in his quarters and played Kate's recording one more time. "Love is stronger than death," her voice whispered. "What we shared will outlast any war." Alex smiled and looked out at the stars. Somewhere in that vast galaxy, new worlds were being discovered. New species were making contact. New opportunities for peace or war were emerging every day. But he was no longer afraid. Kate had taught him that love could bridge any gap, heal any wound, and overcome any enemy. As long as people remembered that lesson, the future would be bright with possibility. And in the depths of space, among the stars that had witnessed their sacrifice, the love between a human marine and an alien princess continued to shine like a beacon of hope for all who sought peace.